G'day guys, Mr. Oz Adventure here, coming at you today back on the mainland of Australia after my Tasmania trip. It was time to leave the ferry, and the sadness from the night before had gone because I was entering a beautiful sunny day in Melbourne. It was early in the morning, the day was just dawning, and it looked like it was going to be a beautiful day. And after spending so much of the past week alone by myself, which was great though, I was looking forward to catching up with some friends and family in Melbourne before I started the journey home to Queensland. First stop that morning after getting off the ferry was catching up with my mate Simon for breakfast, which was amazing. But first, I just had to stop for one last photo with the Spirit of Tasmania in the background. The same spot I'd stopped for a photo just before I boarded the ship for Tassie 2 weeks beforehand. I'd spent the day at my mum's place catching up with some family, but it was time to head off and start the journey home. But I had to stop at the post office first and send a helmet hook back to Tasmania, funnily enough. The way out of town from there was past my old primary school. This is where I went to school, just over here on the right, when I was a wee little kid back in the late 70s, early 80s. My journey for the afternoon wasn't that far. I only had to head on an hour and a half's journey around Western Port Bay to Currumbara down in Gippsland. For those who don't know this area, if you're into motorbikes, you might have heard of a little place called Phillip Island where they hold the MotoGP in Australia. Well, I went too far from there. I was catching up with a mate and staying the night at his place for my last night in Victoria. The next morning, 24 hours after disembarking the ferry in Melbourne, I would start the road trip home by first heading eastward across Gippsland towards Orbost. I didn't bother filming any of the trip from my mate's place eastward through Gippsland until I got to the start of the fantastic and famous Bonang Highway. The journey back to Queensland has well and truly begun now. I'm on the road that's going to take me into New South Wales, the absolutely fabulous Bonang Highway. 105 kilometres of twisting roads coming up until I get across the border. I don't know where I'm going to end up tonight, but I'm hoping to get up to Narooma, but I don't think I'm going to get that far. We'll see how we go. There's going to be lots of bushfire area coming up. This area was heavily hit. I've already come through some bushfire affected regions near Bairnsdale, saw burnt out houses, but just rolling green hills, as green as green as green. Just so much regeneration after the fires, but also devastation. Anyway, let's continue on. I've got a lot of kilometres to get through today. The Bonang Highway, as it is commonly known throughout the motorcycling world in Australia, is an absolute motorcycling mecca. It's popular with motorcycle enthusiasts throughout the land and is commonly traversed by riders heading north and south, coming to and from Phillip Island to attend race meetings. Although we know it as a highway, it is not formally known as a highway and is far from what we traditionally know as a highway. The formal name for this road is actually the Bonang Road, and it stretches 114 kilometres or 71 miles from Orbost in eastern Victoria northward, twisting its way over the mountains, through the forests, until it comes down into Delegat in southern New South Wales. The road was first built in the mid-1800s as an access road to the goldfields, and was later used, and still is to this day, as a logging access road, gaining access to the many acres of forest in this area. Although with the bushfire damage at the time I went through, there wouldn't be much logging going on for a while in this area. Pretty crazy the amount of devastation out here. It's all coming back, but man, I've been going through burned out area for so long now. This is such a good workout, this road.
just bend after bend after bend. But yeah, there's just so much devastation I've been riding through. It just goes on and on and on. It's incredible.
The road was known as the Orbost Delegate Road initially, but in 1933 the name was changed to the Grinning Highway. Not sure why it was called a highway, because it is far from a highway, but I guess back in those days it was probably one of the best roads around. But in 1990 it was downgraded and the highway name was removed from it, and the name was changed formally to Grinning Road. But most people in the motorcycling world still refer to it as the Grinning Highway. I reckon it should be called the Grinning Funway. It is such an awesome motorcycling road. So much fun. Never a dull moment. There's hardly a straight piece of road on it anywhere. After coming from Tasmania, this was a great little road to take to remind me of all the fun I had in Tassie. At the time of editing this video in July 2023, there is still a 10km gravel section right in the middle of the Grinning Highway, up in the high country, deep in the forest. It's a good section of gravel though, easy to ride on a road bike if it is dry. I have ridden it on road tyres before, back in 2013, and there was only one section that had some clay in it that was a bit slippery because there had been some rain. But if it's dry, the gravel is fine and in really good condition, easy to ride.
On the gravel part of the Grinning Highway now. Been through some serious bushfire damaged areas, burned out houses and everything. Oh man. If you saw any of the viral videos of the Australian bushfires, one of them was filmed in this area. The town I just rode through actually. Yeah. I think I stopped about this spot back in 2013. It's a technical, punishing road, this one. It's pretty full on. Bloody awesome riding. So this is the Snowy River National Park, I think it is. Bloody beautiful. So much fire has been through here. It's coming back. Let's continue on and get out of Victoria, eh?
I continued on through the gravel section of the Grinning Road, and as I travelled, the road and forest seemed to narrow in around me. The forest thickened up a little bit and I came into some areas that hadn't been burnt out quite as bad. It was this section of the road back in 2013 that I found a little bit slippery on road tyres. The surface was a little bit more clay based rather than dry, stony gravel in this deeper part of the forest. It was only about 15 minutes later after I'd stopped though that the gravel finished. I got back to the sealed road and picked up the pace again because I really needed to make up some time. There were more absolutely brilliant pieces of twisting bitumen to come my way as I descended out of the forest and into some more open farmland with pockets of forest here and there. I had forgotten about this last little section of the twisty bit of the road after the gravel, and it was equally fun. Man, this twisting bit of road that is the Grinning Road just seems to go on forever. By the end of it, you're actually looking forward to a bit of straight road for a rest and to pick up the pace a bit, especially when you're on a time limit and you're trying to make up some distance. But even though I was trying to make up some distance and make up some time, there was one stop I just had to do.
See you later, Victoria. It's been nice. But here I am on this road, parked in roughly the same spot I were 7 years ago, just about to enter New South Wales. Man, that was a good ride through there. I'd forgotten how how long it went on for. Oh man, it's definitely 105 kilometres worth of twisties. That was awesome. I forgot about the twisty section on the other side of the dirt. I nearly hit a flock of birds. Oh man, I was so close to hitting quite a few of them. I don't know how I missed them. Anyway, let's continue on. I've passed this little blue car twice on the whole road. Never passing me again. You're going to be thinking, what's this guy doing? A Delegate River into New South Wales. Should I do the creek crossing? I'm not feeling that adventurous, not on my own. Not after a big day of riding, and I've still got a lot more to go.
I entered New South Wales and set about trying to make up some ground. The Bonang road so far had taken me a lot of time due to the twisting nature of the road and all the times I'd stopped for photos. I didn't film any more of the day really. As soon as my camera battery went flat, that was it, I didn't bother. It was getting on in the day and I needed to continue on to find some accommodation that night, and I was hoping to get down to the coast. Well, I've made it to Bega for the night in this luxurious hotel, Grand Hotel in Bega. It is a bit rough, but it'll do. It was cheap, it's easy, it's convenient. I can hit the road really easily in the morning without having to pack up tents and stuff. Hello. Had a great day of riding, absolutely awesome. It was a long day, so I didn't get to Narooma. Had a few delays along the way, had to get detoured. There was a lot of roadworks as well. Actually had the highway blocked completely. I had to do like a 30k to 40k sort of detour. That took a little bit longer than expected, but man, the Bonang highway is absolutely awesome. Into the lower reaches of the snowy mountains on the ocean side, as opposed to the inland side that we rode through a couple of weeks back heading down to Melbourne. And then I popped down Brown Mountain. Wow, what a road. Great scenery as you pop down, just hairpin after hairpin for quite a way. That is very scenic there. Anyway, I'm going to go and have something to eat and have an early night and hit the road nice and early in the morning. I'm going to get out of here at first light. People out on bikes everywhere. Honestly, don't these Sydney siders have to work? Oh man, I wanted to do this road again. This is an absolutely glorious ride. Forster, Tuncurry. How good is this spot? I haven't stopped in here for about 4.5 years. It's absolutely beautiful. What a day. So tired. I am so exhausted. What an excellent trip it was.